Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Huskers in Enemy Territory. Today, I was going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns. The matchup will be played on October 3rd, 2021, in Minneapolis. A little bit of the history overall. The Vikings lead the series 12 games to 4. Uh, the last meeting, the Vikings beat the Browns 33 to 16, which was played in London, England. And if we're being completely honest, I didn't end up watching that game just because of the fact that it was being played in London. And I think at the time, the game was played at like 7 or 8 or 7 in the morning or whatever. And just being that it was at that type of hour, I worked second shift, and it just was one of those deals where I just didn't get up for the game. I kind of wish I would have been able to watch it because it's kind of interesting seeing those games being played over in London, but it is what it is. Um, it, it's kind of frustrating at the same time because both teams lose out on a home game, but that's kind of getting off topic. Um, the last win for the Browns had over the Vikings. You have to go all the way back to 9/22 of 2013, where the Browns won 32 to 27, and that's a lot. That has a lot to do with circumstance because of the fact that they don't play in the same division, and they rotate through the AFC North. AFC South, AFC West, and whatnot. So, that doesn't have a lot to do with it, but I just like to bring up a little bit of the history. Key pickups for the Browns were Jadeveon Clowney, Austin Hooper, Jack Conklin, John Johnson III, and Andrew Billings. I think the person who has the most to prove for the Browns is Clowney, considering that he's on his fourth team in 4 years. Plus, the production overall is not really there, considering the sack production or lack thereof. He does do a good job against the run, which is pretty good, but like you really want to see that sack production be a little bit higher, considering where he was drafted and how much he asks to be paid every year. Um, and just a little tidbit: if you are enjoying the content, consider a like, subscribe, and comment to help grow my channel. It's free and only helps spread the word and helps with my growth. Now back to the keys of the game. Overall, the success of the Browns hinges on the play of Baker Mayfield, which he will be able to. We want to see if he can be able to string together two successful seasons so far. That he's only really had one out of I think the 4 or 5 years that he's been in the league now. Um, I think, and then also see if he can take full advantage of his playmakers. He has a lot of weapons on his team now, so you'll just have to see if he can really put string it all together and have a real successful season. I know he did a really good job last year, but we'll have to see if he can do it 2 years in a row. Keys to winning the game for the Browns: make Kirk Cousins beat you. If you can frustrate him and make him turn the ball over like he did in the Falcons game, the Browns will easily win the game. Also, try to make them either use just the running game or the passing game. If you can kind of make the Vikings one dimensional, it usually frustrates the team overall and Zimmer, and it seems like they kind of start making mistakes as a team as a whole. So that's one key I always kind of look for as playing against the Vikings. Keys for the Vikings: get Baker out of his comfort zone, make him frustrated, and try and get into his face and try to make him have some I feel like a lot of times, yeah, he's successful on like the bootlegs and whatnot, but also he has a lot of trouble. I feel like with decision making, and he'll tend to make big mistakes whenever he's kind of frustrated. So it kind of goes hand in hand. I know that he had a lot of success with it last year, but I mean, in the past, if you kind of get in his face and kind of frustrate him, he's liable to make some mistakes out there on the field. Be able to stop Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think they're the biggest assets to the Browns. They really do run the ball a lot. They're kind of basically the AFC's version of the Vikings, in my opinion, a little bit. Maybe a little lesser extent as far as talent goes, but yeah, Stefanski has done a real good job in kind of building the team to look like the AFC version of the Vikings. Shut down Beckham and Jarvis Landry, and it'll be a long day for the Browns, in my opinion. Overall, I am excited for the Zimmer versus Stefanski kind of showdown. I think that since the game will be played in Minneapolis and that the many additions to the Vikings, uh, I think the Vikings will win overall. I think it might be kind of a close game though. It might be 27 to 24 or 27 to 17. And also, I would just like to thank everyone for coming onto my channel and supporting me. Um, this coming Friday, I'm going to do a season preview for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and make sure to look out for that. I'll be spreading the word on Twitter and whatnot. And I'll also be doing another highlighted Gopher fan. I was lucky enough to get some information from one of the guys on Twitter, so that always helps my videos out a lot, I think. And again, thank you for supporting me on here, and I will talk to you soon. And always, go Big Red.